And we are live. We're going to be talking about stuff happening. Live. We're going to be stuff happening in the OSR movement, if you would like to call it like that. Something that Daddy Warpig was the guy that made me notice this. So just let me share the link in the Twitter. So some people may come watch it. And we'll begin shortly. Just give me one more second, please. Oh, yes, almost done. Very well, there we go. Okay, very well. So we need to get all in the same page, and we need to all know what is it that we're talking about when we're talking about the the OSR, the old school revival. They made it so that what did I do? Ah, okay, yes. They made it so that that it reminds you of the TSR logo, as you can see here. It's very familiar to the TSR logo back when the most popular tabletop game was the top of the game, you know. So this is what we are talking about, and let me go read it so you can maybe. Okay, the old school revival or old school renaissance or simply OSR is a movement among players of tabletop role-playing games, especially Dungeons and Dragons, but not limited to, that draws inspiration from the earliest days of tabletop RPGs in the 70s. As of February 2018, according to End World Hot Games Tracker, the OSR made up 0.55% of the discussion in the internet. So it's a tiny movement, but a very strong one, a very popular one. It's getting more and more people on board. Excuse me while I take a sip of coffee. strong black coffee, the drink of the gods. Very well. So what this is people that are taking the SRD of D&D, and they are changing the rules, trying to make it more like zero edition, the original edition. And not always it's the same rules of the original 3 booklets. What they are searching is for the feel, not the rules per se, because if it was all about the rules, there you have it. So they want the feel of the old school tabletop gaming, and sometimes with something more modern, but trying to keep that feel alive. So this is people that even some of them are selling their products, it's cheap games, really. You could go buy, for instance, my favorite right now, that it's Basic Fantasy. It's $5, I believe. $10, something around that, and that's in print. Okay, that's in print, and in that book you even have the monsters. So you have in one book everything to play. So, but anyway, this is tiny. It's in no way competition for the big names, the big players in the hobby. But as always, not everything can be always peaceful, So, Daddy Warpy, I hope you don't mind me showing this. Okay, he's talking about how the SJWs attack geek hobbies. Define something as a community when it manifestly it's not. He's right, it's not a community. What he and I have in common is mostly some hobbies, and that's all. I don't think we agree in politics. I don't think we agree in religion. I don't think we agree in very much, in that much about the world outside of hobbies. And even in the hobbies, we don't agree in everything, because he might like some things that I don't. So, and that's true for everybody else. Doesn't mean we can't be friends, okay? We're friends, but this is not a community. This is not an organized group of people, okay? We're a bunch of geeks that enjoy the same things. Very well. Then, gain power in the community. How do they do this? Well, they usually start in the forums, asking for, don't say this, don't talk like that. We need we need rules for this. And then when they have the power, when they have become the moderators, they start banning people. Anybody they don't like, anybody they disagree with, anybody not willing to bend the knee to them, it's going to get banned. Anybody, doesn't matter who. Now, very well. They are banning people from one bookshelf for bad thing. This means the usual accusations of you're an East, you're a phobe. Okay, we have all seen and heard of this before. They are banning them from the nexus of OSR discussions in Google Plus, and whipping them up to tarnish their reputations in the hopes that the uninformed will shun them. Okay? So let's see what else can we... Okay, yes. He's responding to someone below. So many people in the even in the RPG hobbies don't know what the OSR is, because it's tiny. It's really tiny. It's mainly a small group of people that are known, and the rest of us are just peasants, you know. So you can see here in the same discussion, people asking, what's the OSR? What's the OSR? So I asked him about the discussion. I had missed that discussion. So he pointed me to a blog from the RPG Pundit. By the way, if you're not following Daddy Warpig in Gab and on Twitter, you go do that, okay? And you also need to mark and follow the RPG Pundit. Now, this isn't as new. Sadly, this isn't as new as... where was it? Okay, here you are. I think this is it. I think here you are. I think this is it. Yes, this is it. Very well. If you can see it, this is from March 25 from 2015. Okay? And Asa Rose says, seriously, why is it that the OSR movement is full of sexism and sexists? Even in blah, 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 we have issues with people yelling, primarily at me, for pointing out sexist tropes in games and adventures. So, first of all, I don't think she knows. She, I think she knows what a trope is. She means cliches, and it's not a cliche. It's a trope, because a trope is a literary term. It's not a bad thing. It's how you convey meaning. It's how you convey history. A lot of things. Okay? So, sexist tropes. Anybody, can you say Anita Sherkesian with me? It's the same shit. Okay, sorry for the bad language. If you really have a problem, I would advise you not to keep on hearing me and watching me, because I tend to get angry and swear a bit sometimes. So, fair warning. Okay, so I get that part of it is some sort of longing to go back to the roots of role playing. No, 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 no. The OSR is all about going back to the roots of role playing. And the roots of role playing are certain kind of ruling on the spot versus having a lot of rules written. It's not rules light per se, but it's something like that. Okay. So what is it? Is it only the desire to return to the olden days, or is that desire just a pretext for being sexist? Maybe. What she means is when female characters die, get hurt, how they are drawn. If they are drawn sexy, oh, that's halal. We can't have that. Okay, we can't have that because the religion of peace says so. So we have here soy boy face, and he ends up apologizing. Even he didn't offend anybody, but he ends up apologizing because he offended and demeaned them because he said female. Seriously, yes, 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 yes. It's serious. It's not very well. So let's go back to the. This is in 2015, right? Now, is it the only time it was mentioned? Let's see. OSR sexism. Okay, so we have here another one, 2015, 2011. Rajin Oulbeer, what is he saying or she? All right. So yes, just change the cover all over again. 2011. Do you? Let's see. 2011. Sexy sexism. It seems that conversations about what does or does not constitute sexism or exploitation, more specifically in RPG and related genre art, have been making the rounds on the blogosphere lately. Never want to avoid attempting to write on the coattails of what appears to be a shared theme. I decided to try and throw on my own bloggy hat and full disclosure, I'm a white hetero male. No, you're a soy boy. Yes. And a cock if you're married. Also, he hates it because he's not good at drawing sexy women in chainmail. Very well. So I don't think I'm approved. No, you are approved. Yes, you are approved. You're part of the new Puritans, trying to tell us what we can and we can't. Sirsova. What is Sirsova saying? Basic fantasy role-playing Morgansford. Killing women is shocking and edgy, especially when they are another race. Okay, and we need to follow to read the next. I've been looking over some free OSR models over there. Freedom Loans, 10 Cards Tavern. Just follow that blog too, and this one too. Sirsova is a good blog. Okay, so you don't like it when women are being killed. All right. Sorry, that's my boy on the phone. he doesn't know how to talk in a lower voice so as not to bother me. I like it and enjoy the several models. I even enjoy reading Morgan's for. The models are very well written, super easy to pick up and run. But what happened for me was what I consider an oh man moment. Finding really good gaming material out there that is free from sexist tropes. Oh come on, Sirsova. Come on. Really? Well, I hope this is just because you give us the chance for people to write for you, but come on, no, 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 no. We can't have this, okay? We can't give them even an inch because then they want the whole mile. No, 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 no. To hell with that. Yes, any character can die. Yes, any. I don't care. The race. I don't care. The sex. I don't care. Any character can die. And yes, there can be women in bikini chainmail. Okay? And the people that don't like it, that people need to go to an old geezer's home, and start screaming at the sky and telling children to get off their lawn. And I am 52. Okay. So, most likely, the guy writing the article for Sisova is younger than me. And he's acting like a prude. Come on. Come on, guys. Please. Oh, God. We can't give them one single inch. Not an inch. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Tell them to go you know where. Okay, since I invited some very Christian friends to hear this, I will make an effort not to swear. But we can't. Not a single inch can be given because then they will want the whole thing. Okay? We have seen this before, people. This is not the first time the same kind of people, and sometimes the same people, have done this to us. Very well. Let's talk about geekdom under attack for a while, okay? Coffee. The RPG Pundit. Okay, you people need to go read him, okay, and sponsor him. Is there an alt-right influence on the OSR? So we're not all alt-right Nazis. Oh, come on. How do you do, fellow gamers? Yes, these people are not gamers. These people don't love the hobbies. They are pod people. Okay? They only want to invade, to co-opt, to destroy. I have my theories about why, and I'm going to talk about that later. But first, let's talk a little bit about the strange coincidence that all of geekdom has been and is under attack, but by the exact same kind of people. And this is nothing new. You may be hearing about this right now, but this is nothing new, okay? They are going after the OSR. Why? Because, if I don't have to buy D&D, you have no control over me. And many of those games are free and are really good games. At least are free if you want them in PDF. If you wanted them printed, then you have to pay, but you can have it for free. If you like it, then you buy it. You see? And it's legal. You don't have to break any law. Very well. So that's the reason they are going after the OSR. It's not because the OSR is full of alt-right Nazis. It's because they need to control the hobby. And sadly for them, it's way easier, way cheaper. It costs less. Sorry, English is not my first language. It costs way less money to make a tabletop RPG. Excuse me, give me a second. Sorry, that was my dog jumping against the door. Okay. So, what was it? Oh, yes. It's way cheaper to become a tabletop RPG publisher. You know, you can make one yourself in, I don't know, months, a year, 2 years. You don't need to pay anybody else. You can have it be all text or find some legally free to use artwork and publish it for free, your first attempts, and gain recognition. And then maybe you can start making money from it. For instance, learning to make video games is way harder because you already know how to write and you already know how to play tabletop RPGs. So it's way cheaper. It's of all the geek hobbies, I think this is the lowest entrance level in order to become a professional right now. Thanks to the internet, thanks to publishing as PDF, thanks to print on demand, you can become your own company and you don't need to publish material for the big names in the hobby. You can publish your own original material. Okay? So that's the reason they are going after the OSR right now, because they are already in the top echelons of the big names. Okay? They are already in the top echelons of the other tabletop RPG publishers, the big ones. They are already there. And the OSR is a place to go to escape their control, and they don't like it. They don't like it. They need to have the control. So, like I was saying, let's talk about when this all really started. Well, I don't know exactly the date, but it's been well over 15, 20 years since they started with sci-fi, with the Hugos, with the Nebulas. And little by little, they have been invading every other geek hobby. Only now, with the internet, we're in touch all across the world, we geeks, and we are giving them the fight. The first shot was Sad Puppies. Then it was Gamergate. Right now, it's Comicsgate, and in Magic the Gathering, the Toddgate, and now it's in cartoons. And they have a while with the feminine invasion of Warhammer 40k, and they are two of the top the designers and developers in the original tabletop RPG are part of the SJW. Okay, so they are all over the place. Now, in science fiction, novels and novelettes and the stuff, we find out that there's a clique, and they talk among themselves, and they decide who can become a professional and who can't, and they have been doing this for many years. Okay, and they were found out, and they were exposed as gatekeepers, and not gatekeepers based on quality. No, based on you're not the right color, you're not the right sex, you're not the right sexuality. That's the reason they are gatekeeping. Okay, if you're a white straight male, or you're at the bottom, or at the bottom of the list. Okay, you're going to need to lick a lot of boots in order to get somewhere. Of course, now with the internet, people can self-publish, and there are a few Dead3 publishers willing to take on newcomers that have talent, not based on SJW dogma. But it was proven that there was an organization, an informal, if you want, organization inside of the sci-fi in order to ban, to expel, to label everybody that didn't bend the knee as an east of or a phobe, and to gatekeep. Okay, sci-fi. Now we go to video games, and in video games there was the Game Journal Pros group. Again, in order to gatekeep, in order to slander developers that refused to bend the knee. Organized, the same people with the same ideology, okay? Organized to gatekeep. Two geek hobbies. Okay, very well. Now, we come to comics. And in comics, we have found out in two separate occasions. Once it was pros, writers and artists working in Marvel and in other publishers, colluding, trying to get a YouTuber that makes some salty reviews, some spicy reviews, trying to make him hit one of them and crazy stuff. And then we find out another group, this time of comic book shop owners. Some comic book shop owners, not all of the comic book shop owners are in this group, but we find this group again colluding to gatekeep. We haven't found yet the Comic Book Journals Pro group, but I'm betting it exists. Okay, so that's three hobbies. Now, Warhammer 40k, D&D, Magic the Gathering. 2 out of 3 are from WotC. The 3 are under attack, and you start seeing the waves. Okay, Warhammer is sexist, and a lot of articles from the same people, from the same publications, and then D&D again from the same people, same publications. So once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, over 3 times, what would you call that? Okay, if they are colluding inside one hobby, if they are colluding inside sci-fi, if they are colluding inside video games, if they are colluding inside comics, if they are colluding inside Warhammer, inside D&D, what makes you think they are not colluding among all of the hobbies? Okay, I think it's a bigger leap of faith to say they are not than to say they are. Oh yes, it's a conspiracy theory because I have no proof yet. Okay, but I am willing to bet that they are colluding, the people in sci-fi with the people in video games, with the people in comics, with the people in cartoons, with the people in Warhammer, with the people in D&D. They are colluding. It's the same people. Okay? Now, coffee. Sorry, excuse me. Now, here's the thing. I have started telling people in Twitter that it's time to make our own. Okay? It's time to make our own. And when we can't make our own because it's expensive, then it's time to find a small people that deserve our money. It's time to stop giving money to people that hate our guts, to people that want to destroy our hobbies, to people that want to expel us from our hobbies, from the culture that we built, from the industries that we have supported with our money for decades. Okay? It's time to stop giving them money. We need to start giving money to the right people. And I don't mean that I don't mean people in the right side of the political spectrum. I don't mean people in the right ideology or religion. I mean people that are giving you good product, that are not labeling you an east or a phobe, that are not telling you not to buy their product, that are trying to preach to you, that are trying to convert you or your children to their ideology. I don't care what ideology it is. I don't want your ideology in my hobbies. And I mean, I even can agree with your ideology, and I don't want it there. Okay? When I am reading comics, I'm trying to escape from politics, from the real world. I don't want the real world there. For that, I turn on the TV and watch the news, or read a newspaper, or go on YouTube and watch people talking about the news. I don't want that in my hobbies. I don't want it in my comics. I don't want it in my movies. I don't want it in my sci-fi. I don't want it in my cartoons. And I don't want it in my RPG games. Okay? And I don't care If you want to make, there's a game called Violence, Brutal. I don't remember. It's a game where it's a slasher movie, kind of, almost blood and gore and stuff. No, not a video game, an RPG tabletop game. Okay, and I don't want to play it, but I have no right to try to prevent the author from making it or people from playing it. It's not my right. Who are you going to give the power to decide for you what you can read, watch, see, say, think, or play? Me? Nobody. You? I don't know. But me? Nobody. Nobody can decide for me. Nobody. So I'm not going to give you my money if you're trying to do that. And if you bend the knee, bye bye, Felicia. So sorry. Oh, but there's innocent developers, innocent creators. I don't give a damn. If you bend the knee to the SJW, bye bye, Felicia. My hard earned pesos are going to stay in my wallet until I find someone else that wants my money. It's a new term. We are calling it wallet explaining. Okay, because since they don't understand how the market works, well, we need to a hashtag. So hashtag wallet explaining. I'm not buying your product, and this is why. Bye bye, Felicia. Okay. Now, lucky for us, and so sad for these people that they had their fifis hurt. Oh, poor baby, poor snowflake. But seriously, the good thing about the OSR is that, like I said, they can't stop you. Nobody can. They can't make your game, make it in a PDF, if need be, without art. Give a few copies for free to people that can help you promote it if your game is good, and that will tell people, no, I didn't like it. Okay, so honest people, because you need that. You don't need shields. And sell it. Come on, a PDF. You can give it, I don't know, in $2, $3. You know, you could make a lot of money selling PDFs like that. A lot of money. Because if I have to pay $50, $60 for a hardcover book from you know who, but I can pay, I don't know, let's say $5 for a 400, 500 pages book in PDF form from an independent publisher and developer. Well, I don't have the physical book. Right, yes, right. But I have the book. I can play it. Okay. I can print parts of it only to help me play the game. I don't need to print the whole book. Or I could print the whole book, or you can set it up in such a way that I pay, I don't know, $5 for the PDF in case of a big book or one with art, you know. And if I want it in print, then there's print on demand, and I pay it. You don't risk a peso. You don't risk a cent. If I want it printed, I will pay for it to be printed. And there's people out there that have two or three copies of the same printed OSR book. Okay, why? Because why not? Instead of paying 50, $50, $60, they paid $5, $10. So why not? Why not have it? Of course, it's soft cover, blah blah blah. Yes, but who cares? Why do you buy the book? Because it looks great, or because it plays great? Me, I like the both, but if I have to choose, I choose plays great. And if you're injecting your SJW BS in the books, like the Andy has been doing, well, bye bye, Felicia. Okay? I'm not coming back. I'm never going to buy another book from them. And here in Mexico, the tradition of pirating stuff is really strong. I don't like to do that. That's why I search. That's why I look how to play for less money, for even for free if need be. And there's a lot of stuff. I'm going to start a series about that. Okay, but these people don't let me talk about the good stuff. I always have to be talking about their BS every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in again. I don't like it. I don't like them doing that. So this is nothing new. This started, like we can see, 2011. They were already there talking about that, and I'm betting we can find older stuff. It started, when did it started? I don't remember. Around the 2000, yes, from 26, maybe. Let's say. Let's see how soon they start talking. OSR Monsters and Magic. Sarah Newton discusses her new RPG. Let's do this. This is nothing new, really. It's nothing new. Sexism. Let's see with racism. 2013, 2017. Okay, Sarah Newton, a new RPG about to land monsters and magic. Ta-da-da-da, yes, yes, yes. She pretends to be part of the OSR. Okay. So when we played White Box and AD&D, I don't think you do it. Please don't agree. Well, that's nothing new. Let's see, where was it? I will need to read the whole thing to find the where she's talking about this. I don't see the question. So where was it the sexist or sexism or feminist was mentioned? I don't know. Maybe I am reading it wrong. Do not spend rule hours converting. Yes, I don't want to spend hours converting anything. So it doesn't seem to be any talk about that. Well, maybe I was wrong. Mechanic racism and why I stopped playing my favorite game. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, role playing is my life. No, no, not true. What's the mechanic racist or the racist mechanic? I have been playing and running games for 9 years. Oh, that long? Wow, I don't believe you. I don't find myself the victim of racism. So, what are you complaining about? Racism is wrong no matter the circumstances. Oh, yes. Yes, of course. So, oh, you don't like the that the different species are different. She doesn't like that the gnomes are not the same as humans, and that humans are not the same as elves. And yes, you do love role playing. Yes, I know it looks. It's so obvious. I ran across this discussion on RPGNet. Doesn't understand the point of race as class, so it doesn't do it right. It occurred to me that I'm not sure I understand the point of it, so I thought I'd rather question what do you think is the point of race as class? Additionally, okay, race and class, yes. Race as class means each type of non-human or human functions as its own distinct archetype or stereotype if you want, and makes it the setting, or at least the PC party, more human dominated. Why? No, that's not true. It doesn't make the setting more human dominated. It gives orcs and elves and dwarfs and goblins and werewolves and dragons and yellow cubes. Never liked it. That is the stupidest thing ever. But anyway, it gives every species, makes it unique. You people want gray cube simulators. That's all you want. It's designed to give the impression that in this fantasy world, humans are the norm. No, 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 no. It's designed to give the impression that in this fantasy world, humans aren't the most powerful or the least powerful. They are around middle of the ground. But yes, it's racist because of that. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, people. Really, you need to. Elves are an inferior race. Yes, gaze the elves. I agree. I agree, Crumple. No, I can't imagine going a whole day without someone telling me I'm a racist or a sexist or a homophobe or a something phobe. I can't. That's what I use the Infinity Gauntlet. That would be a good use for that. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, these people are really crazy, you know, and they really want. It was a joke many made in the hate of Gamergate. You know, it was a joke about the SJWs wanting gray cube simulators. Okay, where there's no character, there's and nothing ever happens. Oh God. There's even a platformer someone made that you can play and you start getting privileges stripped from you until you're blind and you can see shit. Because we need to be inclusive. How can you? How dare you make a game that blind people can't play? Oh God, please, please. Why are we listening to the crazies? Why? Make our own, people. It's time to make our own. It's time for all the RPG people, all the players. There's, I don't know, hundreds of games out there for free. And some of them are really, really, really good. And those that are not for free are really cheap. You should check out Basic Fantasy. You should check out White Box. And oh, I don't remember. Oh, of course, you need to check out my upcoming game. Maybe it will be out sometime this year. It's called Cure, with a point, a period between each letter. Cure. Cinematic Unified Role Playing Engine. It's the meaning of that. So I can take the time to shield for my own game too. It's time, people, to start making our own, and it's time to stop giving money to people that hate us. Really, we need to stop giving money to people that hate us. We need to promote and to support people that are making good work and that want our business and that want our money and that don't hate us and that don't want to preach to us or lecture us or indoctrinate us or our children, for that matter. Excuse me. Coffee. Coffee, coffee. So good coffee. Really black. Really strong coffee. The asylums got full. Now the world is the asylum because containment was no longer an option. Well, then we may have to answer the crazy question, you know. No, the crazies are not that many, Crumple. Not that many. I don't know why we started listening to them, but they are not that many, not really. So, do you see Caitlin here? She also didn't knew what was the OSR. So it's not something bad. Rollo Tomasi happening in Warhammer 40k. Yes, I know. It's happening everywhere. It's a coordinated effort. Oh, yes, something I wanted to talk about. Again, yes, good thing I read this. So, why do I believe that this is a coordinated effort, and why would they be doing this? Okay, well, first of all, these people are identitarians. They are like the KKK, but with guilty conscience, uh, or are black supremacists, some of them. Okay, very well. So, in order to control us, these people need to divide us. These people need us fighting among us. So they need women there, men here, straight people there, non-straight people over there, the blacks there, the whites here, the Mexicans there, you know, everybody in its little box. That's what they need in order to control us. But here's the thing: geekdom doesn't work like that. In geekdom, all we care is that you love the hobby. You love RPGs? Me too! Can we play? We're like children in that respect. Okay? We don't look at your race. We don't look at your gender. We don't look at your sexuality. We only care you love the hobby. Okay? That's all I care. Do you want to play some tabletop RPG with me? Well, me too. I like it. Why don't we? And over the internet, worst even, because you could have a name and an avatar like mine, Geeky Boogle, and unless you heard my voice, and even then maybe, you don't know if I'm really a man. You don't know. You are only reading what I say. So you don't know who I am. You don't know if I'm a man, I'm a woman, who do I like to bump uglies with. And we don't know because we don't care. We don't judge you like that. We never have. We never will. So this is why they are doing that, and this is why they are trying. And this is why they are trying to destroy geekdom. K-Bob, Jeffersonian liberal caucus with conservatives and libertarians, but they don't get a free pass. Computer code, philosophy, machinery, redneck. Really? Suddenly losing the desire to play again. No, don't do that, Autis. Don't do that. Try some OSR. Really, there's a great deal of good stuff there. I am Jack's failed virtue signal. You forgot number 4. Take an established character, change the character to fit SJW agenda, or claim said character was always that way. Yes, that's another thing. And the OSR attempt is failing, and it's condemned to fail because it's not a huge company. You can't infiltrate my development team because my development team, it's me, I, and myself. Remember when they tried with Metalgate? Yes, I do remember that too. Every other sector needs to do what Metal did. Yes, exactly. That's what we need to do. Everybody. Touchscreen things, yes. Don't forget science fiction. No, we don't forget science fiction. I was talking about that. Anime localization, yes. Infiltrate, immolate, evacuate. Yes, that's what they do. Blame men for it not being inclusive to begin with. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I can see them attacking model railroaders. I'm betting they are already doing so. Can we? Let's see. I'm willing to bet. Railroad modelism, racism. I knew it. No, yes, they are doing it. Ah. Warhammer 40k felt this hard. Yes, they are the feminists all the way. A lot longer than 1 year. This has been in the works for a while. Got into the major shareholders first, yes. Now they're on the move again. We saw this coming years ago, but didn't know what the hipsters really were. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So, like you can see, they are even going after railroads, railroad models. Really, come on, come on. Let's see if we can. No, I didn't mean models. I mean, nah. So yes, they are going after every single hobby. Yes, a solution. We need a solution, Crumple. They are so going to take this out of context someday. Oh my god. So how long have we been going? 1 hour. Well, I think we can cut it. Cut it now. We can say goodbye with this. Model train display dubbed races before featuring white troopers aiming guns at black figurines. There's nothing safe from them. There's nothing, there's no hobby, there's no interest you can have that is safe from them. So the only thing you can do is to not bend the knee, to stop giving money to people that have bent the knee, to people that hate your guts, to people that are not making what you want, to make your own when you can, and when you don't can, when you can't, to support people that are making good stuff and that don't hate you. Very well. So, Crumple, since I don't see anybody else, let me see. Yes, it looks like you're the only one here. So, Crumple and anybody that comes and watch later, thank you for dropping by. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, don't go gently into the night. Rage against the machine. See you all soon. Bye.